there's a party called the Working Families Party, and they're based out of New York, and they're pretty influential in New York politics. And back in 2016, Workers' Family Party, they endorsed Bernie Sanders. And it made sense that they would endorse Bernie Sanders because, well, when you read what their about is on their website, not my rhetoric, not your rhetoric, not our opinion of the organization, but when you read what they say about themselves, that I'm sure more than one person came up with, like it's a collective, it's a party. They got, layers, and they got people to write stuff and people to proofread stuff and people to approve it. Okay, so here's what they say. This is just part of it. The Working Families Party is building our own party on top of the two-party system in the U.S. That's bold, right? That's a bold, right, in the paragraph. So it kind of makes sense that they would, endorse Bernie Sanders because he's kind of outside of the political, the two-party system. I mean, he is an independent. And half of the people pissed off at him on Twitter with the blue check marks are always bringing up how Bernie Sanders is not a Democrat. And here we had a Working Families Party saying they created this party to work outside of that two-party system. So it seems like they kind of got some synergy, right? It goes on to say, we organize outside the two parties and then we recruit and train powered candidates up and down the ballot and run them to win, often inside the Democratic primaries. So just like Bernie, they've decided that they're going to fit better with the Democratic Party and for the purposes of running in a primary, okay, which makes sense. So there you go. There goes the more synergy between the two. He said it's not just an idea, it's a reality. For more than 2 decades, we have been recruiting, training, electing transformational leaders across the country. Now, put a pin in that, Johnson, and go back to what I said earlier about Bernie Sanders being the candidate with the most offices, the Our Revolution system going on, with offices around the country, with so much that he's done with volunteering, the watch parties. I mean, he's just blowing it out the park. I mean, he's knocking the ball. He's knocking the rubber off the ball. The ball's out of the stadium. They got to go to the store and get another ball. He ain't getting that ball back. He's knocked the hell out of the ball. Ball's home run, Johnson, home run. So they're going to say a couple of things that they're about. Okay, they say, we've then organized with them to win major victories for working families, like higher wages, $15 minimum wage, fairer criminal justice system, Bernie Sanders' new criminal justice reform package, most detailed, most robust, most powerful, game-changing criminal justice reform package ever authored, ever presented, okay, ever compiled. Even his critics say that, and that's the people that didn't like it. That's how good Bernie's criminal justice reform package is. Oh, and also they're also about another thing, getting money out of politics. So you can see, Bernie Sanders, that's what he talks about. These are things that Bernie talks about all the time and has talked about for about 40 years. And yeah. So you see why I say that the Working Families Party made sense for them to endorse Bernie Sanders last election cycle. Well, guess what they did today? Gee Willikers, Tim Black, why are you belaboring the point? I'm getting upset with you, with your funky dissertations about me. Federally sticks, Tim Black, just say it, get it over with, pull the scab off. They endorse me, Elizabeth Warren, and you don't like it. But when my grandma, my manpa, my nanpa, and I were laying out the dress on the bed, and I was 2 years old, dreaming of being a teacher, then I became a Republican, then I became a Democrat. Yeah, well, if you don't know by now, they endorse Elizabeth Warren. Yes, they endorse Elizabeth Warren because we all know how she wants to get money out of politics. I mean, at least in the primary, but in the general, give me all the money you got. Give me all the money you got. I'll take dark money and lots of it. Give me that dark money. Yeah, they endorse a candidate that's going to put money in politics during the general election if she gets that far. Not against their credo at all, though it says it right there, Johnson, from their website. She's got a good criminal justice reform package, but it's not as robust as Bernie's. Doesn't end cash bail and cut sentencing and legalize marijuana. It's not as far-reaching and wrap-around as Bernie's criminal justice reform package. It's like Bernie light criminal justice reform package. And when we talked about higher wages, Bernie being the guy who championed, who put all the heat on Walmart and Disney to raise their wages to livable wages, who's been pounding his chest and put up a website of shame for the 1% bastards who bilk us, who rob us, who underpay workers and pay themselves so much more in commissions and bonuses, what have you. Instead of them supporting that guy this time out, they go with Elizabeth Warren. Now, there's been some people who wrote about it. You know, I've seen some articles. They said how the Bernie bros are so pissed off. Now, see, what you don't understand is we're not pissed off about it. We just know what time it is. Yeah, we know what time it is. Like, Working Families Party, if you see a sharp decline in your ranks, you'll know why. I mean, it could be the superdelegate-like system that you have of casting votes, where organizers' votes count more than members. It's kind of weird that you could pay to be in an organization and then be marginalized within that same organization. And I heard that there's some people who were saying that's okay. I don't get it. You can't complain about superdelegates in the DNC and then say, well, it's perfectly understandable that the union organizers' votes are worth more than regular folks who pay their dues for the organization and actually are the lifeblood of the organization. I don't get that at all. It's totally hypocritical. Hypocritical is what it is. But no, I'm not upset about the Working Families Party. They can do whatever they want to do with their party, similar to what the DNC does with its party. Whatever they want. But a little bit of transparency would be good, Johnson. How about you let us know just how many of those superdelegates voted for Elizabeth over Bernie? Might be good to know. Because right now, that's what people are saying. They're saying, hey, you know, well, if that's the case and you chose Elizabeth, let the numbers tell us. Don't you just tell us who won. Let's see the votes. But similar to the DNC, there's no exit polls available. At least not yet. So working people's families, or families, people's party thing, I'm not upset with you. I'm not even surprised. I'm disgusted. And there is a difference. Oh, and I'm through with you.